You know, Microsoft is known for shooting themselves in the foot, and what I mean by that is pretty clear. Last gen is a prime example of what they were doing, and this gen, you know, you thought maybe they'd learn their lesson and they wouldn't open their mouth so soon, and they would be very concise and clear with what they're talking about. And now they're doing these interviews, and it seems like they're more confusing and incoherent than even last gen at certain points. You know, competition is what drives all of us, right? We all are in competition every day of our lives. It helps us to do better. Competition is just exactly what it does. We want to do the best that we can. And I think that Microsoft is basically handing the keys to the kingdom to Sony and saying, here you go, we're not interested in anything. And this is almost akin to when Phil Spencer was saying idiotic things like, oh, we don't care if you buy our consoles. Right? Like, okay, I understand that quote-unquote times are changing, but at the same point, nobody has ever had a comeback for when I say, if you sell more consoles, you can sell more subscriptions and more software. Right? Nobody's had a comeback for that. If you look at all the software and subscriptions that Sony has, it's because they have 106 million consoles sold. And if you look at the lack of that stuff on Xbox's side, it's because the lack of Xboxes sold. Anyway, this is going to be a good video. Stick around. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you guys for checking it out. I appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, hit that bell, and if you really want to support the channel, consider becoming a member. I'm keeping it real, telling you how it is. I'm not going to blow smoke about how graphics cards can do this, so definitely those old consoles won't hold you back. You know, that's not me. The truth of the matter is that launch Xbox One looms large over the Xbox Series X. Again, 4.5 gigs of slow DDR3 memory could definitely hold back Xbox Series X. Anybody that doesn't think so, just look at the Minecraft Super Duper graphics pack canceled, and I keep reiterating this. Halo Reach was actually delayed because of the memory constraints and things like that. There's going to be other instances games going to be. What happens next gen when a game can't run on that console within the first couple of years? Does it get delayed for everybody with an Xbox? Like, how are they going to work that? Like, there's things that they need to answer. But anyway, Matt Booty, head of Xbox Game Studios, in his in his glory, was talking about. He says he was reluctant to look at things from the perspective of competing with Sony. So he's not interested in competing with Sony and would rather first and foremost focus on making sure that first-party studios are delivering on the promises they make to fans. He says, first of all, Sony's done a fantastic job just across the board in terms of what they've done with building an audience, selling consoles, obviously a number of amazing, great games that have come out from their first-party teams. I try to stay away from framing things as head-to-head with Sony because I think that it'll just end up as a focus on three things. First of all, we need to deliver on the promises we make. So if we say a game is going to ship at a certain time, we've got to get that done. We need to just get better at executing. Another focus going forward would be to continue building characters and things like that. So he's sitting there congratulating Sony, saying good job, but then saying we're not competing with Sony. But again, they went out and bought these new studios because people were complaining that they weren't up to par with what Sony was doing. And, you know, I think that competition should drive them. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, as a gamer, I want them to compete with Sony because that's going to that's a lot of pressure. That's going to help them to strive to be the best that they can be. And that's exactly what they need to do. You know, you need to look over and go, oh, there's Naughty Dog. They just did a 98 rated game. We got to get out there and do something. It doesn't have to be exactly like that game, but we can do something of that quality ourselves. It pushes each other. It pushes the industry. That's what's missing from Xbox. That's what we need to see. And I feel like by them saying, hey, we're just not competing, they're literally just handing the keys over to Sony again next generation. Again, they're so not competing that they're not even going to have exclusives on their console to launch the thing with. So this is all stuff that sounds like it might not be the best thing, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this works out. I would love your guys' thoughts and opinion. I'm going to link this article. Please check it out. Have a fantastic day. Man, Microsoft, shaking my head. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.